Hey guys, welcome to my first video of 2026 and the first season of Overwatch. Yes, Overwatch has a new season instead of it being season 21. It is in fact season 20. With so much hype around this season, with the Spotlight being an absolute hit and the Sanrio collab, and 5 new heroes in total in just one season. There's obviously a lot to talk about, which I do in a Twitch VOD. So if you're interested, I'll try to upload it in these past few days. I'll do that, but today specifically, we're going to talk about Mercy's patch notes and how hard she is in fact infected by season 1 of 2026. Mercy was already nerfed when they announced at the Spotlight that every single hero, including support heroes, are able to damage other heroes, which instantly decreases their healing. Which for support heroes like Mercy who barely use their blasters, this is basically devastating and already a nerf. And any other medic hero such as Lifeweaver. In the patch notes of this season, Overwatch's team talks about how they noticed that in Stadium, but also in general, Mercy mains do not use their blaster sets that much. With this season, they wanted to change that and also nerf Mercy's pocketing abilities, which I find really crazy since she is a pocket hero now. The first thing that they hit is that they reduced her baseline damage boost ability from 30 to 20%. The first thing that was hit was her baseline damage boost being reduced from 30 to 20%. In my opinion, that's already a very critical hit because that's where she gets most of her value of. Like literally her damage boost. Obviously, Mercy's a pocket hero, she heals a lot, but her damage boost is just as important. They then nerfed her Threads of Fate power, which decreases her additional chain ability from 35% to 30%, which was not really needed. But don't worry, it gets worse for Mercy players. No longer resets buff duration when switching between pistol and staff. Why? Just why? Mercy is already a very squishy hero and she has become even squishier. I do not even know what to say about that. I mean, we did want to changes to Mercy Space Kit and Mercy in general, but not nerfs that make her fucking dumb and stupid. And now even more hated and more useless in team comps. But don't worry, Overwatch apparently still does have her back, with added dealing 1k in blaster damage restores 1 charge of resurrect. Amazing! Because most Mercies do pull out their pistols and get that much damage. Don't get me wrong, I totally agree that Mercy mains should use their blasters. I'm not saying that they shouldn't use it, but let's all be honest. Most people, most Mercy mains do not pull out their blasters. And I'm not talking about freaking Bogor who went crazy or Apply in his Blossom journey, going crazy with the gun. But most Mercy mains just do not do it. Most Mercy mains pull out their blaster to maybe secure kills or secure squishies to invoke, but it's very rare for the general Mercy mains to have 1k damage in a fight if the fight does not go for like a long time. So that the restore charge for resurrect is kind of useless in my opinion. But don't worry, Blizzard wants us to become battle mercies because now, after swapping to Caduceus Blaster, you deal 20% increased damage and gain 20% weapon lifesteal. Because Mercy is a DPS. I'm sorry. Like this must be a joke, right? Again, most Mercy mains do not pull out their blasters, so this is effectively very much useless, especially since most people go Mercy when they already have a support in their team that deals more damage, such as BAP or generally every other support than Mercy, so Mercy can focus on damage boosting and doing most of the healing. So this again is effectively useless because why does Mercy need lifesteal? I didn't know she was Reaper. And also, the lifesteal applies for every second you spend tethered, up to 15 seconds from every 1 second your staff is attached. The Caduceus Blaster gains 3% additional attack speed and it can stack up to 10 times until you reload or swap to your staff. Again, I do not mind buffing Mercy's Blaster since I do know that a lot of people have complained about how useless that shit is. But from what I'm reading in these past patch notes, is that they want Mercy to go on the battlefield and pull out her blaster and just start shooting people, which looks funny and sounds kind of ridiculous because that's not really the purpose of Mercy's entire kit. Even lore wise, Mercy is not a hero that would like to even hold a gun. She's for the safety of people and not for pulling out guns. That's literally her entire stick, helping people and healing them. I don't know what to say. Generally, I have no words for these patch notes. And obviously another nerf no longer resets buff duration when reloading or when switching between pistol and staff. Obviously, thanks so much because this was needed. This was definitely needed. You might ask with all these nerfs and this random buff to her pistol, why did they do that? Well, pretty dumb answer in my opinion from Blizzard. They noticed that when people picked Mercy in Stadium, most of them pocketed people. That was their primary thing that they did. Instead of choosing battle Mercy builds, people decided, hey, I'm gonna play the hero just as she's supposed to instead of trying something else. Which I don't mind them trying to encourage people to try to go battle Mercy, but at this point you're just, yeah, especially dragging this to her base kit. This is not Stadium exclusive, by the way. This is dragged to her base kit. To conclude everything, I think that Overwatch made a big mistake in doing this, especially since Mercy is already not really liked when you pick her as a healer at all. She lacks a lot and is so squishy. A DPS always has to be near her for Mercy to be functioning, to have some kind of value. Which again, lore wise, that is literally her entire shtick. But if you want to buff her blaster, do not take away from the little things that we already have. We already have so little. And you can definitely tell the changes every time I play with my boyfriend or a friend. they would complain about Mercy's healing output being slower and me not being able to save them or the damage boost output being a little slow and bad. Which is, by the way, not a change for the good Overwatch or more like Overwatch team. It's not a change for the good at all. Again, in low but also high elo, Mercy is not really like to be seen that much, especially in low and middle elo. So this is just the absolute worst for Mercy. So what can we do to change this? Well, the only thing that I can recommend us Mercy players to do is to complain about it. Complain about it on Twitter, complain about it on TikTok, so they revert the changes and actually make good changes to Mercy. And I'm not saying going after Blizzard on TikTok or Overwatch and insulting them. I'm genuinely talking about constructive criticism to her kid and giving them valid reason why this is just not a great idea. I know that Blizzard is really, really scared to change anything about Mercy's base kit or Mercy in general because the fandom really feels strongly about it. I totally get it. But at this point, it has been years, and definitely years of Mercy players complaining about Mercy being really weak and needing something, some sort of buff, some sort of nerf to really complete her entire kit. Because right now she is really the most useless support in the entire game. I mean, there were so many changes made in the past, talks about one of her perks, the flash shield, to come to her base kit, which were never tried out or get fulfilled. And when we got changes to her base kit, they were so overpowered that instead of nerfing those powers, Blizzard thought, yeah, let's just take them out completely and leave her with nothing again. Over the years, Mercy has gotten barely any changes, whether for the good or for the bad, and at this point, it's starting to annoy me. Mercy gets so many skins, so many collabs, so many bundles, and at this point, I have a huge feeling, just like a lot of people, that we're just money-making machines. Just people who buy skins, but will never receive an actual something from Blizzard. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm literally a Juno, Kiriko, and Mercy main, with Mercy and Juno being in my top 2 with the highest levels. I am obviously grateful for everything that this woman gets, or these women get, but at this point, I'm just giving them money to just being slapped in the face over and over again. So Blizzard, if you see this video, or even Skiesti's video, which you probably do, or any other complaints about Mercy now being the squishiest shit in the entire game, I would like you to do something about it. You can, and you have done it for other heroes, so you can definitely do that for Mercy as well. And just because your changes might be overpowered at first, just like any other changes that are new, it is totally okay to nerf them instead of taking them completely out. So what do you guys think? I would like to hear it in the comments below. Bye everyone! Happy New Year!